Hey T-Swizzy fans, my name is Cadence Floria and I don't listen to Taylor Swift's music at all. As a matter of fact, I don't like it. I've continued to not like it since I have been aware of her existence. Now hear me out, I haven't actually listened to any of it. So I have two older sisters and they've had their time on the T-Swizzy train. They've never really been into the hyper bandwagon of it, which from my perspective is literally the entire fan base. Now I will say when TikTok was collectively just destroying Jake Gyllenhaal, I did listen to a couple of her songs at that point, but the only one that I saved was Cardigan. And I will say I have exclusively skipped it every time it's come up on my shuffle. So there is a reason why I'm doing this video. This morning when I was walking to my kitchen from my studio, I suddenly heard my Google Home say, "Okay, now playing Taylor Swift on Spotify." It scared the shit out of me, I'm not gonna lie, but that actually put the idea in my head, so here we are. Genuinely, I'm not really here to talk about my music tastes. I think it's actually kind of besides the point, given the concept of this video. I think it's actually a better perspective for me to not share what I'm into, and that allows me to be very general and be honest about the music. At the end of the day, you'll probably figure out what I'm into, just given the way that I'm gonna talk about her records. So here I am at the tail end of Taylor apparently being fat-phobic, as well as whatever the fuck a Taylor's version is. I'm going to consume the entirety of Taylor's Midnights album, and I'm going to go through the songs as someone who does not like her music and give my honest opinion and actually listen to the songs. I have not done this. Cut to days in the future, I'm not sure. Also, side note, I'm aware that she has a 3 a.m. version of it, which is 20 songs instead of 13 for Midnights, and I think it's better as a medium for me just to kind of consume the 13 song one, because that's like the headline of it, obviously. Like, she did that was the entire project, and then she added to it because of a deluxe edition. You get the point. I'm only gonna listen to the 13 song one. Thank you. Hey friends, it's me. I am the problem. It is me. All right, first things first, we already have a roll credits within the first 4 seconds of the album, which is kind of insane. Verse 1 is just basically a trope. We have Staring at the Ceiling, With You, standalone, also Melancholia, standalone as well. I'm just gonna assume this is her universe. Moving on to the pre-chorus, we have the line, I've been under scrutiny. I know damn well that I will never experience the stress and trauma of the microscope of the media on your entire life every day. That being said, I'm not critiquing her reality, I'm mainly just critiquing the storytelling itself. Getting into the chorus, I'm a big fan of the falsetto jumps, but the line, I'm damned if I do give a damn what people say, it takes the vocals completely out of the record. It could be a cadence change, but it just feels so out of place. Every other part of the chorus is great, the harmonies are top notch. Verse 2 slaps, it's good. Skipping to the bridge, I really did enjoy it, I'm not gonna lie. The part where she says, get that off my desk or something like that, I thought it kind of was like a motif that is going to be throughout all of Taylor's music. It just sounded so Taylor. This one is not good. I don't like it. The song's entirety seems to suffer from too many words per line that just never hit. It almost feels like someone grabbed the lyrics from another one of her songs and mashed it together with the feel-good parts of the Stranger Things soundtrack. The title of this record is tucked so hard into the chorus, which I don't really mind, but at the same time, once you finally hear her say maroon, she stops singing. Like, the way that the cadence of the words just kind of line up, you assume her to keep talking. The concept of dancing barefoot in New York is just so heavily hyper niche high school paper towns. It's just dated. I don't know. Last note, the lyrics on the bridge where it's talking about someone haunting you as their legacy, that is kind of cool. I've never really heard it like that before. It got me thinking, that's all.
Jones, barbecue foot massage.
The drums, the verse melodies, and the synths on this song are cozy. Taylor does a Taylor melody from the pre. My perspective now, that's a Taylor melody. It seems like they're just all the same. I'm not going to analyze the motif, but the Taylor melody I'm talking about is also so unique, yet done to death in her own music. Chorus is lame. That's it. Lyrically, the song's concept is written really well, but I cannot for the life of me wrap my brain around the sexy baby line. Then followed up by the line, I'm a monster on the hill. I'm imagining Taylor Swift Teletubbies, which is not what I should be picturing right now. My understanding is that she's hitting at being too famous to have a regular social life, which is completely valid. I just don't get the sexy baby line. I can't comprehend it, and I'm not going to Google that. The concept of disguising narcissism inside of altruism is kind of interesting, but also, I know they're not symbiotic, but I feel like altruism is a result of narcissism. That being said, I do know that there is people that hate themselves just as much as they hate other people. Is that the point? Did I get it? I don't... The bridge is genuinely funny. I'm not gonna lie, the whole concept of like spitting on someone at a will reading is really funny. It kind of reminds me of that scene from Knives Out.
All my assets, both liquid and otherwise, I leave in their entirety to Marta Cabrera.
No. You get the picture. The post-chorus and outro are just weird. Instrumentation immediately was just just fucking top notch. The weird synth mandolin mixed with the pizzicato strings just do things to my little body. It's so Wes Anderson. It's so cozy. I'm understanding pretty quickly that Taylor doesn't take shortcuts with her words. The weird thing about that, though, is that she doesn't give herself enough time so as to say everything she wants to within the rhythm of the record. It's just very constant talking. These are the kind of songs that you'll be gasping for air when you're trying to perform live, but the weird thing is that she's also kind of breathy in the record too, so I'm just confused by it. Overarching the whole song is the concept of snow on the beach and how weird in between liminal space that is, but it just doesn't really go past that. Like, that was the idea, and then she just had to write to it. I have listened to this song probably about a dozen times since yesterday, and I cannot find when Lana Del Rey is in it. I kid you not. She has such a unique tone, such a unique voice, but she sounds exactly like Taylor if she is in this record. I assume she does the background parts in the coming down thing at the end, but like at the same time, it just sounds like Taylor. You could have just not mentioned Lana Del Rey in the title and I would have never noticed. Like, I listened and could not find her.
You're on your own, kid.
You are.
This one's just boring. It sounds like every song on the record so far combined. Nothing really interesting happens. Like, the music itself is fine, but it sounds like it kind of belongs in the Princess Diaries soundtrack. It's kind of the best I can give it.
He wanted it comfortable, I wanted that.
Midnight Rain. I think the intro is kind of dope, but just for it to land on the same melody that the rest of the records have, it's just all the same now. Besides the production of the song itself, nothing feels new. The synths are really cool and add a really cool spacey effect to the atmosphere of the song, but other than that, there's really no other reason to listen to this record again.
Sad boy, sad boy, sad boy, sad boy.
Okay, first thoughts, obviously I'm assuming that Midnight Rain into Question are connected, but the weird thing about it though is that the actual songs just don't bleed into each other. They sound like two separate songs. It took me like 4 tries to realize that I wasn't just repeating Midnight Rain over and over again, that I in fact was in a new song. That being said, this one suffers much worse from the sounds like a Taylor Swift song disease that I'm now granting these songs.
Yeah. What the fuck did I just say there?
Like a Taylor Swift song disease.
Yeah.
And yes, it is a continuation of the previous song, but this one sounds more like the other ones. I know it's a storytelling art project, but at the same time, I want the melodies to then show me the emotions that I'm supposed to have for these different types of concepts. They may be different concepts, but they all seem like they're landing on the same exact mood, which isn't exactly what I feel like you want. Unless Taylor was feeling the same emotion the entire time she wrote the whole album, I don't know if that's the way it's supposed to be. I can't justify only wanting one emotion for several different types of concepts. You know, okay, hold on. I'm going to test this theory. I'm going to read the lyrics without the music and come back to you with my review of the story rather than the song itself. Okay, it's not incredible storytelling. The vibes I got from this one honestly feel like Sharpay from fucking High School Musical singing a song to Troy while he was just trying to live his life with somebody else. Leaving her house in the middle of the night immediately reminds me of the freaking treehouse scenes from the third movie. All of your friends making fun of you for doing what you believe in is basically the entire concept of the franchise to get out of your comfort zone and know that people will support you regardless. Oh my god, I'm getting it. Hold on. Okay, she's 32.
Draw the cat eyes sharp enough to kill a man.
Vigilante shit. I think Taylor could sound like Lorde if she wanted to, but also Taylor doesn't know how to sound like anyone but Taylor Swift. Concept-wise, Dressing for Revenge is new. I haven't heard that in a song before. All in all, the melody and the music has been written 1,000 times over, so nothing new here. Kind of a lame record if I'm being honest. This song kinda sucks. Is no one gonna tell her that she only has 3 melodies that she rotates through? Side note, if this is a sponsored song with that game from like 2002, Bejeweled, my opinion of the song will astronomically increase and will most likely be on my top 5 at the end of the year.
I'm the plane.
Best song on the album so far. And finally, a new fucking melody. Good for you, Taylor. I honestly enjoy her existing in the falsetto. It's a really good register for her. I think her breathiness really holds up in the cinematic kind of atmosphere that she's created for this track. I'm not gonna lie, the lyrics kind of land okay, but the chorus is so fucking boring. Dope ass build just to land on you saying, uh-oh, I'm falling in love again. Wow. It also took me a while to register where she mentioned the title of the record. At the end of the day, this one seems tucked and kind of irrelevant though. I will chalk this one up though for being part of the bigger picture Taylor lore that I just am terrified of. This one is dumb. I don't like it. I've reached the level of consumption with this album to understand that I assume all of her songs are about her leaving someone behind or getting to where she's going. The mantra of this song almost lands as like a third-party perspective to Anti-Hero, which is kind of interesting, but in of itself, not really a good standalone song. I will say the chorus is a really cool way to explain karma. It's a very new concept for me, but totally loses me on the dumb-ass cat metaphor. The karma is a cat makes me literally wheeze because of that one scene in Community.
Oh, I'm a cat. I'm a sexy cat.
Yeah. Actually, I thought of another joke.
Baby?
I'm a sexy
Baby.
Yeah, there's no way I'm gonna scrub that correlation.
Sweet home Alabama.
Dude, I really like this record. It's genuinely well written. The music is finally different enough to actually allow the album to go somewhere. It suffers a little bit from the too many words in one line kind of situation that I was talking about before, but also I understood all of what she said, so it actually kind of helps the story rather than hurt it. Sweet Nothing is genuinely a dope concept. I think she killed it. The production is simple and very sparing with samples, which I honestly think is awesome. The simplicity of it only benefits the record while also not missing anything. Yes, I did save this one. Here we are at the outro to Midnights. Thank God this one was good. First off, the ARPs are just really on for this record. Her melodies are pretty new, but still kind of fall into the reused category. I'm a big fan of the concept of someone orchestrating the bigger picture for two people meeting. I think that's kind of cool. It ends up just being cute and thoughtful. I am not, however, a fan of the pre-choruses. She does her classic harmonies, which is very her, but I feel like I almost want to listen and just pay attention to one single melody because the point is driven way better if it is. I thought the lead should have had the majority of the attention. Not a bad outro, good landing point. Bummed that it landed here though. Too often in this album, my assumptions of the record were kind of proven right. There are moments that are unique to music, but just not unique to her. I was really hoping there was going to be a song that just got me. I think Sweet Nothing was so close. I am not the target demographic. I am not the target audience. I did not relate to most of the stories, if not all of the stories that Taylor was talking about. But I don't think I need to. The art of hyper niche music that builds universes is by far my favorite type of music. Never in my right mind will I say that Taylor making relatable stories that just were not relatable to me is a bad thing. It's just not true. In fact, I think that's a huge selling point for people that really love Taylor's love life lore. The hardest thing for me to comprehend is that she's trying to reach a wider audience than a hyper niche would entail, which makes her lyricism confined to over-explanatory stories, inevitably shooting itself in the foot in the process. In conclusion to the conclusion, is the Taylor Swift fan base existing in a hyper niche market written by someone who is not writing hyper niche music, or is it not so deep, shallow pop unbeknownst to the artist, and the populace is making it out to be something that it's not? I do want to get a second opinion on this, so please do tell me what you think in the comments. This was fun. I'm not gonna lie, I will not be listening to this album again. Goodbye now, goodbye. Thank you for watching. I'm leaving, I'm gonna go take a nap, and also listen to Old Owl City until Taylor finally writes a song back to Adam Young.